Hey folks, it's Jim and Julie.
Hello.
Once again for Geeking Out episode 217. It's week 2 or 3?
Week 3.
Week 3 of Alternative October.
Yes.
So here we are, it's the J team, all ready to go with some comic book reviews. And I'll let you start off with Ex Sanguine.
This was an interesting book. It starts off with a couple of FBI agents investigating and profiling for a series of murders that have happened in Alexandria, Virginia.
Nice place, been there.
Haven't been myself. Figured that they were, after 2 murders they were profiling because it was too close to headquarters for them not to. Anyways, the twist comes in when an innocent vampire is being accused of the murders. It has a gore factor that I wasn't entirely okay with. So if you like gore books and things that have a little more of a horror aspect, you'll probably very much enjoy this book. I'm a little bit interested to see where it goes because they made some hints towards one of the FBI agents having encountered Saul Adams, the vampire, before. So I'm interested to see where they take that, but it is a little gory for my personal tastes. However, if that's your thing, pick it up, give it a chance. It's a #1. Great time to jump onto something new.
Alright, next up we have Eric.
That doesn't look very new, Jim.
No, this is, wait. That's just my copy of the original novel that this graphic novel is based on. It's A Wrinkle in Time.
Which is a great book. I haven't read the
Fantastic.
graphic novel. Great book.
Such a great book. But even the book
Yeah,
is great.
I wanted
the
to ask,
graphic
how does
novel
it stack up?
is possibly better.
What?
Stick with me here, alright?
Alright.
So, I'll start with the story. Basically, to save their father, Meg Murray and Charles Wallace Murray, and their friend Calvin O'Keefe must travel to the far-off planet of Camazotz with the help of the strange Miss Who, Miss Witch, and Miss Whatsit via the use of a tesseract,
Right.
which is a wrinkle in time.
Alright.
Alright?
I'm with you.
Alright. I won't go into the whole science of how they do this, but this book, absolutely gorgeous. It brought me back to my childhood.
Oh, yay.
And I missed the bus 3 times last week reading this, just at the bus stop.
Wow.
I was that engrossed, and you can't say that a lot with books nowadays.
No. Sounds like a good book.
The thing about it is, Hope Larson's art, very, very simplistic. Okay? Now, stuff that she did before, like Chiggers and whatnot, was also really good. But this just takes it to a whole nother level. Now, yes, the art is very simplistic, but it really works well here.
I imagine because Madeline L'Engle did such a great job in the novel of drawing the picture for you, that this simplistic art would allow you again to fill in the details for yourself.
Precisely. And just the fact that once you get into it, it's a bit of a culture shock almost type thing when you start reading it, because you're like, okay, this art's not that great, but once you start reading it and you get introduced to each of the characters, you just fall in love with it. You can't stop, and that's a fantastic thing.
Can I borrow it?
Yes, when I'm done with it. Yes. But fantastic book. If you have a child that's just getting into comics or just starting to read, get this book for them. It is simply beautiful. It is simply wonderful. I can't highly recommend it enough. It is probably one of the best books I've read all year, and that's saying a lot.
Wow.
But based on a fantastic book, and yes, this is my copy from childhood, people. Just do yourself a favor. Go out, pick this book up. It is simply wonderful.
Tough act to follow, but I'm following it up with Finding Gossamer #2.
Hey, I am also doing Finding Gossamer #2.
Nuh-uh, I got it. It's mine.
That's it. Ow! Okay. You win.
You know what? I'll compromise.
All right.
Let's both review it.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
So, Finding Gossamer #2.
It sucked. I'm joking!
There's the door. There's the door. Finding Gossamer number 2 did not suck.
No.
It was, in fact, my favorite book that I've read this week.
It is a beautiful book.
Absolutely.
Just as the first issue was absolutely gorgeous, this just amps it up to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I opened the book and remembered why I love this book. Because even though the art is entirely CG,
yep,
it's just so pretty.
Yeah.
That you can't help but love it. Anyways, enough about the art. We're going to hit the story next. Opens up with Jenna and Denny in Gossamer.
Just beautiful art.
And they meet up with a local farmer named Elaric and his
Ox Lion.
Ox Lion or Ox Lion?
Ox Lion.
I'm not sure how I want to say it in my brain yet. I haven't decided on the emphasis of the syllables. But the point is that you really get a chance to see more about Gossamer. You learn a little bit about the dimension that they're in.
Yep.
And you get to learn more about the Skaith, which was really good.
And when the Skaiths show up, they are not playing around.
Not at all. But it is so
the story takes a bit
pretty.
of a dark turn, but simply gorgeous to look at.
Even when it was dark, I would still very happily give it to a medium-aged child to read.
Yeah, I'd say
8 and up.
8 and up, yeah. But as always, absolutely simply beautiful art. Yep. Great characters that you just fall in love with as you get to learn about them and read about them.
And well worth the 3-month wait.
Oh god, yeah. It's going to be a bit of a wait between issues, but it's so worth it.
Absolutely. So, there's Finding Gossamer. Go pick up 1 and 2. They're fantastic.
Yeah. So, next up, I have Princeless. Short Stories for Warrior Women #1.
How was it?
It was okay.
Alright.
I love Princeless, as many of you guys will know.
Yeah.
I highly recommended everyone go out and pick it up. I still highly recommend everyone go out and pick this up, because this will lead into the new series coming out next year. But in this one, which features new stories from the world of Princeless, in The Thing in the Dungeon, Andrian and Devon accidentally end up in the dungeon with a hungry dragon, and in the merry adventures of young Prince Ash, Ash challenges his rival to a race through the Black Forest. With hilarious results.
They both sound like good stories.
They are good stories. There's nothing wrong with this book. It's just, it feels a little off having different artists drawing these characters. That's the only thing. Now, there is really nice that there is a preview of Princeless 2, which is coming out next year, in the back of the book, so I can still highly recommend it, if only for that.
Right.
But the stories here are good. They're from the same writer, and they really give you some background on the characters that you've come to know and love, and quite frankly, I enjoyed them. I liked them, but it's just the art that is a bit jarring to get used to, because we were expecting a different certain style with Princeless, and then it goes into 2 different other styles. So,
and sometimes that can be a lot to take as 2 different artists in a book.
It can be a little bit to take, but it works here, and I quite enjoyed it still.
Good.
So if you're a Princeless fan, go check this one out. I still really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Book 3 for me today is Cyberforce #1. It's a Top Cow book. Something really neat that I'm going to tell you about right off the bat is that the first 5 issues, because of Top Cow fans and how much they love Cyberforce, the first 5 issues are actually free.
Yep, you heard that right. They are free!
The first 5, so go out to your local comic shop, ask them for Cyberforce, you can get it for nothing.
Yep, 0. Zilch.
And even
Zippo.
without the fact that it's free, this was still a surprisingly good book.
Which is saying a lot for a book like that.
I was wonderfully surprised, honestly. I didn't have a lot of hope because it is a Top Cow book, and the few Top Cow products I've read, I wasn't very happy with. But the art is really nice in it, and it seems like they have a good story to tell. So I was really happy reading it and learning about Karen Taylor as she runs away from home and is being chased through this almost a post-apocalyptic sort of place, very dystopian, highly technological, full of cyborgs. I liked what they showed me of the universe and what they showed me of the characters. And I'm very, very interested to find out about this Aphrodite project that they mentioned and hinted at.
Aphrodite. Yeah, that was a while back for you. But
yeah, I haven't read anything else with Cyberforce. With this
particular reboot, I think they're probably going to go into it again, so...
You don't sound very happy about that.
No, it was okay. They just didn't do anything with it. That's the problem.
Well, hopefully they'll do something with it this time. Hopefully. That's why they're leading off with it.
Yeah.
Anyways, pleasantly surprised. Very pretty art, good colors. The art was clean, which I liked. I very much recommend picking it up.
Alright, and last for me this week is Steampunk Halloween, which features pin-ups and short stories. Viva la Venice by Rod Espinosa. Look out, it's Dr. Franken Skull's Boxer by Fred Perry, and Hold Up by Will Terra. Now, the book... Okay, it's an okay book. There's some really nice pin-ups, some okay short stories, but the story by Rod Espinosa here, simply gorgeous as always, simply beautiful to look at. And it's a shame that it's not in color like it was originally drawn. Because it would look so much better in color.
Okay.
Now, he posted a bunch of the actual artwork from this particular issue on his DeviantArt, so if you get a chance, check it out, because it absolutely looks gorgeous in full color.
Okay.
But still, it looks pretty good in grayscale here as well. But if you're a steampunk guy, and there's a lot of steampunk guys and girls everywhere, you might want to check this one out. It's got some fun stories worth checking out.
Cool. Final book for me is number 1 of Michael Allred's It Girl and the Atomics. Number 3 actually came out this week, hit the shelves. We're a little behind because of DC, but...
Damn you, DC!
Catching up a little bit. It Girl and the Atomics is about, It Girl and her friend the Atomics. They've been hit by space pores and genetically altered forever. So we didn't get to learn a lot about...
Kind of like the Fantastic Four.
Just a little.
But not as fun.
I was going to let people draw their own conclusions on that one, but I don't know. We haven't learned a lot about the Atomics yet. We learned more about It Girl. It really focused on her in this book. It Girl's power is that she can actually take on the qualities of anything that she touches. So at one point in the book, she touches a plastic bag and is able to float through the air the way that a plastic bag would.
Okay.
I can see some very definite drawbacks in this, and don't necessarily know that it would be the most useful power, but that said...
Oh no, I've turned into a sponge.
Yeah. Soaking up the story with that one.
Yeah.
But that
Queen of the puns.
It had decent art. I had a bit of a difficult time with it because a lot of things that had happened in a previous story were just sort of glazed over. So I had to do a bit of research on my own afterwards to find out what had happened and to learn a little bit more about what was going on and what they were talking about in the book. They didn't do a very good job, I felt, of bringing new readers into this storyline. And
well, you gotta know Mike Allred's history and comics and storylines and whatnot to really get into his stuff. So.
I'm not really very fond of when books do that. I picked this up because I liked the cover. I liked the pink, and it was pretty and about a girl, and I thought that it would be very good. But I really don't like it when writers or artists or people produce a book that you have to have read the rest of their things to be able to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded if he had taken 2 pages to bring you up to speed.
Yeah, which is not asking too much, I think.
I don't think so. I felt as though I would have enjoyed the book far more if I knew a little bit more of what was going on. I'm never upset when somebody takes a good portion of the first book of an ongoing series to bring you up to speed. And that's the only thing that I had a problem with in this book. Otherwise, if you've read Michael Allred's other things, pick it up. It's cute. If nothing else, it's cute and it's pretty to look at.
Alright, so that's bringing us to the close of another episode. But next week, be sure to join us for our very, very special Halloween haunted episode.
It will be spooktacular and full of information for Halloween Comic Fest.
Yep, we are going to review every single Halloween Comic Fest comic next week. So
yes.
1 week before you can actually get them in store, we will have them all reviewed just for you.
Yep, and
so you don't have to rot your teeth on them later.
Exactly. You'll have a good idea of what you want to go out and pick up.
Exactly.
We'll have a total of 14, 15 books?
At least, yeah. I think
it's 15 or 16 actually. So, lots of stuff coming at you next week, and we'll see you then.
Yep, see you later. Bye.